Hello, I am Alicia Minshew, and you are watching my Closet Confessional on Shoes TV. This is our LA apartment that we have, and we're bi-coastal. We have a place in New York as well. So right now we're sort of in transition, trying to figure out where we're actually going to live for the rest of our lives.
Someone told me about these shoes. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yes, these are my Versace's. I love these. I just bought these this year for the Emmys when I was nominated. My first time being nominated for lead actress, so it was a very exciting year for me. And I tried them on, I fell in love with them, and they are probably, they're the most comfortable shoes that I have. These are my Balenciagas. Now, they actually have these jewels that wrap around. I actually wore these to my wedding 3 years ago, but on all my children, we needed a pair of silver shoes. So I said, want to try my wedding shoes? So I actually wore these on the show as well.
I love both of your YSLs.
My YSLs. As you can see, I've gotten a lot of use out of these, and I have to say, these were a gift from one of my best friends, Rebecca Buddig, who played Greenlee on All My Children. So the year I got married, she didn't get me, a toaster, she got me shoes.
That's
a good friend. And I've worn them so many times. And again, these are another really comfortable pair because these platforms, they don't look it, but the platforms make it amazing. I have 4 pairs of these. These Manolos, you see, aren't they pretty? I wore these on All My Children.
Oh, wow.
And I have to say, I actually wore them 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. 4
years ago for this fashion show that we did on the show.
Do you get to keep usually the shoes that you wear on the show?
Yeah,
really?
well the thing is, they, once you've worn them and they're on your foot, after a while they're like, they're yours.
Right, they don't really
They're not going to be like, hey, she wore these, she sweat them, I wore some of these shoes in like fires on the show.
Oh, right.
yeah. So they're not gonna give it to anybody else. So we're kind of lucky that we get to keep them.
That's so great.
Yeah. I think working on All My Children created my fetish for shoes because they would always put me in these great shoes, and I thought, well, now I have to buy some for myself. These are BCBGs.
Yeah.
And BCBG makes great shoes, and again, they cost less than some of these other ones, but I think they're just as pretty.
Yeah.
And I love nude.
So Reptile is really in this year.
Yeah.
I noticed these ones.
These
have a lot on it.
I wear these so much. These are Guess.
Really?
They're Guess.
They are.
Yes, they're Guess. And I didn't know that Guess made such great shoes until last year. When we came to LA for All My Children, they said, we can't really afford to buy the Jimmy Choos anymore. We have to sort of cut our budget, but we still want to get you gorgeous shoes. We got some Guess shoes. I tried them on and I fell in love with them. So these were actually Kendall shoes. These were from All My Children. These are Report Signature.
Okay.
And I bought these because I wanted something fun and sexy and kind of a boot, but not, but you can kind of, so I can wear them in the springtime because it's got the peep toe, but I can wear them in the winter too. And they're tall and they've got the cool little zipper in the back. And they're hot. I just wore these to an event 2 weeks ago, and my husband was like, damn, those are hot. These were Kendall's boots.
Really?
Yes, and they were, and they go up.
Oh, okay.
They go up and then they roll down. They're like a chocolate brown, I think. And I got these at work because we were trying to dress Kendall in boots, and they're Jessica Simpson. And I said, oh my God, who makes these boots? I love them. So I got a few more pairs. They're the most comfortable boots.
Really?
And they're really cute, yes.
And they're not super expensive?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yay Jessica, yay.
So you were on All My Children for a really long time. 9.5
years, almost, it would have been 10 years this December. It was probably the best time of my life. It was an amazing experience.
And it brought you to LA. It made you bi-coastal. You have a bi-coastal family.
That's right. It brought me to LA. Again, if it weren't for All My Children, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now about these shoes. Number one, I wouldn't have my husband. I wouldn't have my child. I wouldn't even be here in LA. So it's completely changed my life, and I've learned so much just about acting and who I am. I grew up on the show. I was there for 10 years, so from my 20s to my 30s. So it's a huge transition time, and it was just the best experience. So I miss it, but I feel like I had a great run on the show, and now I'm sort of excited to see what's going to happen next.
So you met your husband in New York when you were doing All My Children?
I did. Actually, my husband owns a bunch of bars and restaurants in New York. And the man who played my husband on All My Children is my real-life husband's best friend.
Okay.
So his name is Torsten Kay. He played Zach, gorgeous Zach Slater on All My Children. We were a couple on the show, and I was single, and he said, I have to introduce you to my friend. So he introduced me to Richie, my husband, and that was it. The day I met him actually, wait a minute, folks, wait. I was wearing a pair of these shoes. I think I was wearing these. I'm not even making this up. I think I was wearing these shoes because it was right after the Emmys, and I was in my Emmy dress, and he took me to my husband's restaurant. Yes, these are the magical shoes. So that's so funny. I didn't even think about that until just now.
Funny.
So then we met after the Emmys. I was in my dress, and we hit it off, and cut to 7 years later. Here we are with a 2-year-old.
Thank you so much for letting us check out your shoes.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching.